Well, I'm originally from Rocky Mount. I was born in South Rocky Mount.
Did you go to college to play ball?
Yeah, I went to Norfolk State.
Was it in college that you realized you weren't going to the league?
Yeah, but I played professional for 10 years in Europe.
Being from a small town, seeing somebody from where you from make it, that gives you hope.
Yeah, that's all I was doing it for. Like, I was just doing it to aspire. I'm overseas, so I'm like, I can't wait to get home. So I'm coming home and I'm BMFing, blowing money. I'm talking about we going to club. I'm acting like I'm a millionaire. People in my family, my uncle, my pops. So it was like, life's going to come after basketball. You got to figure out what you're going to do, outside of basketball. And that's how that situation went. I didn't even know it was going to be a restaurant.
What up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the RXS podcast. Today we got Moe in the building. What's goody, bro?
Man, what's good? What's good with you?
Hey, man, how you doing?
I'm great, man. I'm great.
Yo, thanks for being here.
No problem, man. I enjoy it.
Yeah,
Enjoying it
man.
already. I'm already enjoying it.
Yeah, man. So we like to tell stories of inspiration so people can be inspired.
Okay.
Because a lot of times we don't get to see the process of others. We don't know the story and the life of others. So some of our dreams seem like they are not easy to obtain. Right. So I like to bring people on to tell their journey so people can be inspired.
Okay. Man,
so
what's up.
I want to take it all the way back to the beginning.
Okay.
Where were you born at?
Well, I'm originally from Rocky Mount. I was born in South Rocky Mount.
Yeah.
I'm here in Rocky Mount. So yeah, I'm from here. Here in Rocky Mount.
What was it like growing up?
It was cool. I ain't gonna just sit up here and be like, oh, I had a rough life. I went with my mom and dad, So I had both of my parents.
Okay.
My parents are actually pastors.
Okay.
So yeah, so I kind of took that route. I just was, from the hood, but I didn't really act hood. You know what I mean? So it was one of those things that, I was from South Rocky Mount, but I kind of carried myself, pretty much differently from people that I was raised with.
Yeah. Was that a clash, like, with people, like, in school and stuff like that? Did they kind of ever give you any flack for, like?
Not really, because I was always into sports.
Okay.
So yeah, I was like basketball. So everybody looked at me like, oh, he going to the NBA. And, so it was kind of like my neighborhood actually took care of me more than kind of letting me get in trouble. So if I would have got in trouble, it was more of a disappointment and me being checked by some of my peers than me actually them telling me to do something crazy.
Yeah. So how old were you when you got into basketball?
I was probably about 9 or 10. It was just playing around in the neighborhood. We was going to the gym all the time and just playing. Growing up. We were just outside playing. I wasn't a video gamer. Like, kids that play games.
All day.
I never really played a game. It was more, I was outside. We was outside. Like, me and my friends, we was outside. So I just got into that just from just being around in the neighborhood down South Rocky Mount.
So at what point did you say, like, I really want to play?
Probably high school.
Okay.
Yeah, high school when, playing in junior high and middle school and stuff is, you just like, all right, I'm playing for fun. I'm playing actually just to get out of school early or get the girls or,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when I really got to high school and then I was just like, yeah, I'm kind of much better than a lot of people, so that's what kind of got me like, wow, like I can really do something with this. Like I can really, go to school and, really get an education and, see where it can take me.
So you were able to recognize that you were advanced.
Yeah, I was pretty much able to do that, just growing up. It was just by me playing.
Yeah.
When I was playing, it was like everybody's like, yo, that's Moe. That's that dude can ball.
Yeah.
So that's what kind of got me, popular in sports.
Yeah. So did you have the NBA in mind for yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That was the goal, was to go to the NBA. That was my goal. I didn't see anything else. It was just like, all right, I'm going to the league. You know what I'm saying? And, that's how I carried it. Like, yo, I'm going to the league. So now that kept me out of trouble. That kept me out of being around the wrong people. And then also I would have to give it up for people that was around me growing up. They were just like, yo, bro, you going to the league. Like, you are way out the hood.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So that kind of inspired me from people saying like, yo, bro, we looking up to you to make it out the hood. So, you know what I'm saying? That kind of inspired me that I got to do it. So I wasn't only doing it for myself. It was like, I got a city behind me. I got a neighborhood behind me. So it's like, you know, I want to make people around me proud.
Yeah. And it's interesting too, because I've heard different people say it, like when you have guys that are in the streets, whether they are like on the corner or what have you, like sometimes when they see the young bucks coming up that they know gonna be somebody, they like, nah, stay away from this.
Yeah, and that was a situation, you know, with me, and I had a lot of critics about it. You know, I still get it to this day, but it's just like, you know, I inspire, you know, and I'm a leader, you know, so I try to be around people. People try to be around me, just, you know, they doing something they don't supposed to be doing. It's like when they get around me, they're like, yo, bro, you inspire me to be right. You inspire me to do this. You inspire me to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm here to inspire, whether I get good feedback or negative feedback. It's just like, look, I know who I am and I know what I'm here and I know, you know, what I'm destined to do. And, you know, I'm destined for greatness, and greatness could be inspiring other people, you know, to be better.
Man. So with your parents being pastors, did y'all go to church a lot?
Yes, God. Man, did we go to church a lot? Yeah, we was in the church every Sunday, man. It was crazy. It was crazy, man.
Were you involved in the services, or you were just?
I was there. You know, I played the drums.
Okay,
up.
okay.
Yeah, so I was involved, but it was just like, you know, I'm a pastor kid, so you know, it's like, you know, we in church, you know, from sun up to sundown.
Did you get like PK treatment?
Nah, not really. I was on chill. I was getting more treatment just from the sports side of things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I got a lot of support, and you know, my parents are like, you got God and you got my parents. Like, so that's letting you know what type of Christians they was. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yo, so it's like, it was just different. It was different.
At what age were you? Did you go to college to play ball?
Yeah, I went to Norfolk State.
Okay.
Norfolk State, yeah, I graduated from Norfolk State, and HBCU.
And was that the first time you lived outside of North Carolina?
Yep. Yeah, it was my first time getting out of Rocky Mount. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm going to college on a full basketball scholarship. You know what I'm saying? So you can just imagine the feeling of coming from a small town to going to college, HBCU, on a free ride. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that was amazing.
That's crazy. I ain't even gonna lie.
That was amazing. It was amazing.
What was your experience like in Virginia?
Oh man, it was love, man. I connected with a lot of great people that I'm cool with now to this day.
Yeah.
But it really changed my mindset. You know, my mindset is not like, people tell me all the time, like, yo, bro, you don't even act like you from Rocky Mount. It's just because I've been so many places, you know what I'm saying? And I've seen a lot. And you know, some of my Virginia guys are just like, you know, they're like some of my best friends because they put me on game to, you know, different things that happen outside of Rocky Mount.
What are some things that you were exposed to once you left?
Man, it's not a lot of stuff to do here. So it's like everything you were really kind of exposed to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not really used to a lot of things being in Rocky Mount. So me coming back, that was my thing. Like, I'm going to bring this to Rocky Mount. I'm going to bring that to Rocky Mount. So it's just like when I left, it was like, it was more basketball. But then, you know, once that was done, it was like, all right, bet I'm trying to do this. I'm going to bring this to the city. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. So
was it in college that you realized you weren't going to the league?
Yeah, but you know, I played professional for 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah, so
in what capacity?
I played in Europe. I did the college thing. Left college, you know, I tried out for the NBA, things didn't work out. So 2010, I graduated 2010. That next season, I was right overseas. So
Let's go.
Yeah, I went to Poland and then left Poland, Czech Republic, and then they did 7 years in Italy. So I had a 10-year professional career.
So were you making good money doing it too?
Yeah, I was doing all right.
Yeah, I can tell. Yeah.
I did all right. I did pretty good for myself over there. I loved it. It was an experience.
So you're from a small town, you go to college, you leave college, you start playing overseas. How is the culture shock affecting you? Are you good? Is it crazy? Is it weird?
It was, my first year I went to Poland. So just imagine being somewhere and you like the only African American in the city. You know what I'm saying? So it was one of those situations, which it was new for me. So I'm just happy to I'm just happy to get out the country. Like I'm playing professional. You know what I mean? Everybody's happy for me. Like I got people hitting me up. Like I signed a professional deal. So, I put it on social media. I get like thousands and thousands of hits. Like people just happy, you know what I'm saying? Genuinely happy for me. So it's like, bet, you know what I mean? So I get over there and it's more like, dog, I'm the only African American over here. I had like 2 teammates, but it was like just us 3.
Yeah.
So, it was just an experience. Like I was in Poland and then it's Poland. I mean, it's just, it's Poland. Now, I mean, people can look it up. Like Poland is just Poland. You know what I mean? But it was an experience. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm like, again, I go back to like, I ain't just doing it for myself. I'm doing it for the people. I'm doing it to inspire people home. Because, at this point, social media is like becoming social media.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it's 2011. So social media is really kind of starting to boom.
Yeah, that's when it started. Because I think Instagram started in 2010.
Yeah, so it's like it's kind of getting there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I bet. So now I can be doing something in Poland and people all across the world can chime in and see what I got going on. So that was like kind of big then. You know what I'm saying?
Because you're becoming a global inspiration at that point.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like to see something like, I can only imagine being from a small town, seeing somebody from where you from make it. Like that gives you hope.
Yeah, that's all I was doing it for. Like for real, like I said, like I was just doing it to inspire. And then now it's like I'm coming home and I'm giving back. So I'm doing basketball camps. I'm doing free book bag giveaways. I started a nonprofit. It's like I doing all this stuff. And I'm like, people actually thought I was doing way better than what I was really doing. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm giving back. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And it's like, yo, this dude is going crazy overseas. I was doing okay, but it was just like, it's just like anything. You start a job, your first year, you might do this, you might do that. But this is like the way Rocky Mountain is 60,000 people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not a lot of people. So when you're doing well for yourself, everybody's going to gravitate to you and everybody's going to be like, yo, this guy's got this going on, that going on. Like I was just doing a lot and it was just all from the heart just because this is city and I got to give back. I got to inspire somebody. I got to do this. I want everybody to experience like what I'm experiencing.
Yeah. Has there ever been any people in your life that had bad intentions?
I'm sure it was, but it's not like it's nobody that I could just single out. It's just always, I had a big problem always. I still got a big problem. My heart too big. And I think everybody is in it for the good reason.
Yeah.
And the whole time they can be pulling at my coattail. They can be wishing bad on me. And it takes certain situations for you to kind of open your eyes. And I'm at that point now of like opening my eyes. Like, all right, bet. Like
I see you.
Yeah, I see you. Yeah, I'm at one of those. Like I see you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to stop. You're not going to stop what I got going on because things are destined. But at the end of the day, I see what's going on.
Yeah.
I can see clearly what's going on.
So you're the type of person that like to give people the benefit of the doubt?
Yeah, absolutely. Because, I'm big on giving people chances. And I'm big on like, you know what I'm saying, what people got to say about certain people, they might not treat me the same. So I'm big on having my own kind of opinion of people. Yeah. So people will say this person is a bad person, but then they come to me and I think, yo, this guy's he's legit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He got a nice head on his shoulders, but to other people, oh, he's this, he's that. You know what I mean? It's just how life works, man.
Yeah.
It's how life works.
So at what point in your life did being an entrepreneur hit your radar?
I'm not gonna even lie. Like, it wasn't even on my radar for real. It was just more one of those things like, yo, I was coming home and I was throwing parties my whole life growing up. So I threw parties. So it's like I had a godparent that owned a club out here, Mr. Herman T, and then a godmom, Miss Annette. So I was always into like that kind of lifestyle.
Okay, yeah.
Like high school, I was throwing some good basketball games. I'm throwing parties afterwards. We going crazy. So it was one of those things like, I'm overseas, so I'm like, I can't wait to get home. So I'm coming home and I'm BMFing, blowing money. I'm talking about we going to the club. I'm acting like I'm a millionaire. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I was only home for 2 months.
Yeah.
So it's like I've been gone 10 months out the year. So it's like, yo, what you gonna do? So first thing I do, I get home, like all my homies, we going out. We blowing money. I'm popping bottles. I'm going crazy, like, you know what I mean? I remember this one time I get home, like I go to Miami like I'm a celebrity. Like I ain't taking no bags, no nothing. I'm just like, bet I'm going to Miami, go crazy. You know what I mean? So it was just one of those things. And then, I had, people in my family, my uncle, my pops, you know what I'm saying? It was one of those situations. It was like, yo, life's gonna come out the basketball.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? It was just that's how the entrepreneur came into place. It's like, I bet I don't have fun, I don't did this. Now I gotta figure out, the plan out the basketball. And no, I had this plan when I was playing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like my 5th year, I was already setting up for retirement.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, basketball gonna come to an end one day. So I gotta go ahead and, kind of solidify myself in something else, before it's over. You know what I mean? So that's how the entrepreneur part came to play.
Did you have any idea what the business would be? Or you just knew you needed to set up something?
Yeah, I just knew I needed to set up something. I had my pops and my uncle, you know what I'm saying, to kind of be like, all right, nephew, and all right, son, let's go with this. You know what I'm saying? And we got your back. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you're trying to do, like, we got your back. And it was one of those situations, like, you know what I mean? I'm like, all right, bet. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, yo, nephew, you got the juice. You got to figure out what you're going to do, you know what I'm saying, outside of basketball. And that's how that situation went. I didn't even know it was going to be a restaurant. You know what I'm saying? It was just one of those things that kind of like fell in the lap. You know what I mean? It was like, yo, bet. And then we failed. Okay,
let's talk about that. Because some people don't talk about that. So the restaurant you have now, you tried that restaurant or a different one?
Nah, that restaurant.
And was it? Tell the story of the failure.
Well, the failure is just like you going into something having no idea what you're doing.
Yes.
And it was just one of those things like, okay, the family likes to cook, so let's open up a restaurant. Okay, business don't work like that. You can't just say, okay, I might like sugar in my spaghetti. You know what I mean? But you can't put your sugar in your spaghetti for everybody in the world. So you gotta be able to cater to, you know what I'm saying, everybody. And we didn't know that. It was just one of those things like, we're gonna open up a restaurant, we're gonna be successful. We didn't know if you make it $10,000 a month and you spending $15,000 a month, like, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna go in the hole.
Yeah. So
it was just one of those situations, like, it was a learning process. Luckily, I had my dad and my uncle to, they had my back. And I opened up Moe and D's downtown, opened it up when I was overseas.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it was like one of those things. Like my 7th, 8th year was when we opened. We've been in business for 6 years. So like the first 2 years I was overseas.
Okay.
So yeah, I would come home for the summer. My uncle and my dad was running it, but like I went saying earlier, my dad is a pastor.
Yeah.
So you can just imagine how that is with a bar. You know what I'm saying? So imagine how that is with a bar with a pastor. So it's not, it's not. It was one of those things.
So did he talk to you?
Yeah, we talk.
Okay.
We talk. So it was one of those things like, son, I ain't got nothing to do with this. Like, that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
You can do it, but you can't expect me to be at a bar pouring drinks and I'm a pastor. So it's one of those things.
So first off, what's your dad's name?
Michael Deloach.
We got to shout out Michael because he didn't stop you from doing it.
Yeah.
He just said, I can't be in there.
Yeah, he just said I ain't getting involved. And then my Uncle Steve is more of a he understands.
Yeah.
So he like, nephew, we gonna get it done. That's all we gonna do. We gonna hold it down till you get back. I don't care if you play 15, 20 years, we just gonna hold it down, till you get back. And then you gotta appreciate stuff like that. I had a cousin that was helping me out, my cousin Cassie. So she actually was running the business, but then again, she's not me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She was more of a good she was a good person to be in the restaurant, but she wasn't like a night person. She didn't want to be around pouring drinks and doing that. It just wasn't in her or anybody in my family to be doing that. It just wasn't them. It was more like, we're gonna run the restaurant and then we're gonna hold it down till you get home. And then when you get home, you
taking over.
Yeah, it's like that.
So the process between failure and the restaurant actually picking up. Tell us some of the things that had to change for the restaurant to take off.
Jesse, I think personally, we still in a learning process too, but I think more of just being home. Just
Okay.
being home and just people actually being able to see me, because I always been liked by a lot of people. So people actually, being able to see me, and then people just, believing in the dream. As you've seen, our downtown is not like the downtown of Raleigh or something. So it's like it's developing. So you fighting against a developing downtown, which nobody comes to, trying to build people to come downtown. So, that been my task. And I'm big on setting goals. So my goal was, I'm going to come change the city in Rocky Mount. Like, I'm going to get people to start coming downtown. Like, what I'm saying? People had business downtown, but they wasn't consistently coming downtown. People wasn't consistently like, I bet, what y'all doing? We going downtown tonight. You know what I'm saying? That was one of my goals. Like, I was in other cities. I played in Rome. I played in, you know what I'm saying? So I was in Rome, and I'm like, this is crazy. So the ideas I had in Rome, and the things I was seeing in Rome, it was like, I'm going to bring that back home. You know what I'm saying? It might take a little time, but eventually it's going to happen.
So you were able to be patient? Did you already know, like, what I want to do is going to take time?
Yeah, I knew it was going to take time. Like I said, I already had plans when I was overseas. I was planning this when I'm overseas by myself at home in the bed. You know what I'm saying? After practice, I'm like, this is what I want to do.
That's crazy.
And this is what's going to happen. It might take a little time, but like I said, I had the baggage of my uncle and my dad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like one of those things, like, we're not going to let this fail, son and nephew. We're not going to let this fail. We got your back. That's all you got to do is figure out, do what you got to do, but we got you. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of inspired me more, like,
yeah, to have that support.
Yeah, let's go. Like, it was one of those, like, let's go. Let's get it.
So you get home after 10 years?
Yeah, I actually retired because of COVID.
Okay, so you would have kept playing.
I would have kept, if COVID didn't come, I would have kept playing. So COVID, it was a big decision, but it was one of those things like, I did 10 years, no injuries, and maybe this is a sign, for me to just, be back home with the fam and focus more on my community work. Yeah, so that was like key, you know what I'm saying? Because the year COVID came is the year I was gonna go back over. COVID hit.
So you couldn't?
Yeah, I could have, but it was a big decision. Like, are you gonna get paid? Like, COVID is everywhere.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So it's like, it ain't. I mean, I had friends that took the, like, I'm going, I'm out, and they didn't get paid. The season didn't happen. So it was one of those things. Like, I bet, are you gonna go or you not? And I knew people over there. Like, I already, I was there for 10 years, so I'm talking to people already in Italy, already in these places. Like, what's up with the season? Y'all think it's gonna happen? Some of them said, yeah, it's gonna come over. A lot of people was like, bro, it's wild. Like, it's not gonna happen. Like, the season gonna be done. You know what I'm saying? So it was one of those situations. I kind of jumped out on faith. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna stay at the crib, man. COVID, and then we didn't know COVID was COVID.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't. We didn't treat it like it was COVID. You know what I'm saying? And then finally, 4 or 5 months later, it hit. You know what I'm saying? And it went crazy.
Yeah. How did that affect the restaurant?
Man, it took a toll. It took a toll on the restaurant. So that's why I say, when like people be like, "Yo, you've been open 6 years." I'm like, technically, really like 2, 3, because COVID was like, you know what I mean. And then the good thing about COVID, it kind of helped out for small business because they was giving out a lot of bread. Like, the city of Rocky Mount helped out a lot. You know what I'm saying? The community started helping out when they was like, more if you can do takeout. So, you know what I'm saying? Then, they was giving out unemployment to people and people. Yeah. So it was like more of like, all right, people going to start coming out. People started support. But it was like, it was difficult, man, not being able to, some people to come in your restaurant and eat.
Yeah,
on the peak of you coming home. So I'm thinking like, I'm going to get home and it's about to go nuts. We about to do this. We about to go that. And then COVID hit. So now you have to reevaluate your strategy on everything. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's how that happened. I'm like, all right, bet we're going to reinvent this. And it just took off. I mean, it didn't take off like it was supposed to, but it was just like we stayed in business. Yes. So that's, to me, is taking off because a lot of people
went out
closed.
of business.
Yeah, they closed. A lot of people closed.
Like, and never going to open.
Yeah, and couldn't bounce back. So, it's a blessing to be able to still be in business after that terrible situation.
Yeah, man. So now the restaurant is in a place that you feel good about?
Nah, I feel like we can do better.
Okay.
I feel like we can do better, but we doing pretty good, but I feel like we can do better. But I think the betterness going to come from more people coming to Rocky Mount. As in like more businesses coming downtown, because I tell people all the time, you don't want to eat at the same places. So, you go to other people downtown, you might have a Mexican, sushi, wings, this place, that place. It needs to be a variety of things, and not only just our people. It needs to be a variety of people. You know what I'm saying? A Mexican restaurant. It needs to be this place. So I think that's the main key of making our downtown successful, is just getting variety of things to come.
Have you had conversations with different people about bringing businesses downtown?
Yeah. I talk to people that's very, very, very interested in coming to downtown and coming to Rocky Mount. So, me, I'm trying to just push like, bro, y'all need to come tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But I know it takes time, but it's just like, I'm very excited about the growth of the city.
Yeah.
I think it's going to help everybody. Like, I don't think it's just going to be, this business is going to win, this business is going to win. I think the more people that come, everybody's going to win.
Yeah. What are your thoughts about music helping?
I think, a lot of people into music.
Yeah.
So, what I'm saying? I think that would help also. Like, what I'm saying? Just having, something different. Like, you go other places downtown. I always, try to go to other places and just see what they got downtown. They got studios also downtown. They got, a photography downtown. They got, video. It's just a lot of different things that happen downtown.
Spots with open mic.
Yeah, it's just like you got to have your variety of places. You can't just have bars, clubs. You got to have other things like if you got a spot, this is a spot that you just do spoken words. Or this is a spot you can do poetry. This is a spot you can express yourself. Like you got to have different spots, because everybody in the world is different.
Yes.
Everybody in the world is different.
Yes. So I want to ask you this.
If you can't hold your mule, don't give it to somebody that don't deserve it. Nah.
Please don't.
You know he out here sleeping with everybody.
Don't do it.
And you gonna do it because it feel good. Why? Because he got a big thing or something. That ain't. You know how many men folk around here? Never mind. I'm just saying. There's plenty of fishies in the sea.
If you enjoyed this clip of Be For Real, you can watch the full video. Just head over to RXS Entertainment YouTube channel. You can also listen on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Just type in BEFUHREAL.
What made you decide to come back to Rocky Mount? Like, you could have went anywhere.
Yeah, and people ask me this all the time, and I just said, like, I feel like I owed it to the city. Like I said, I'm big on, giving back. I always gave back ever since. Like, I signed my first contract, and I gave back a lot of that bread.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's more of like, I know how Rocky Mount is. It's a small city. I know our youth don't really get an opportunity to experience a lot of things. So it was like, all right, bet this is my opportunity to help, and me be able to tell the youth, like, yo, I experienced this. I came from the hood and I went away, and I, decided to come back. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the real reasons I decided to come back home. It's just like to help. I wanted to help. I wanted to be part of the change in the city. And that's where it's at right now.
So let's talk about family. Do you have any kids?
Yeah, I have a son.
Okay, how old is your son?
He's 1.
Let's go. What is something that you want to leave for him?
Just a legacy, just the last name. I just want him to be like, my dad was just that dude. Yeah. My dad gave back. My dad did this. My dad helped people. My dad built the legacy for me to carry on.
Yes. So do you think would you like to see him run the business one day?
Yeah, but I know he's probably not going to do it.
You can already tell?
Yeah, I can already tell.
That's crazy.
I can already tell, but I think he's just going to be one of the things that, this is my dad's spot, and I'm coming through, and it's over. Like, I'm going to get my free chicken wings, and I'm back. I'm out of here. Like, I think it's going to be one of those. Like, I'm just being honest. I think he's going to be into basketball and stuff like that, and he going to just be like, yo, my dad got a spot in Rocky Mount, and
that's it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get me some wings if I want to eat, or we can go turn up and chill, and then it's over. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think you'll ever start any other businesses?
I don't know, man. I got a lot on my plate, so I would love to, because it's always about advancing. You know what I'm saying? But it's just only one me. I had to learn that. Like, I was doing so much. Like, I got so much stuff going on. So my daily schedule is like, I'm doing this. I got to do that. I got to set up for this. I got to do this. I got to do that. And I'm tired.
Yeah, man.
I'm tired, and it's like, what I mean? I got so much on my back. It's like sometimes I gotta remember, like, you gotta take time for yourself. Yeah. You gotta take time for yourself, and I'm just learning that, because it's like, I bet I could do anything. It's like I'm trying to catch up for the 10 years I was gone.
You
know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and now I'm like, yo, you gotta really sit back and just like relax. Sometimes you just gotta relax. You know what I'm saying? So I'm learning that now. I'm learning to just relax, and it's not always about just doing this or doing that. Sometimes just sit at the crib and just relax.
Yeah, man.
Think and just, just chill.
What are some, like you say, you got a lot on your shoulders right now. You're carrying a lot on your back. What are some of the other things that you do other than run the restaurant?
I'm a liaison for the South Rocky Mountain Community Center, so I'm heavily involved now in South Rocky Mountain. Like, I got a Boys to Men program that I've run with some of the guys down there, and I got summer league. I just be heavily involved in the community. So that's majority of my work, and majority of my time is spent in the community. Like, I don't even really be at the restaurant like that.
Yeah.
So it's more like I'm out and about helping the community. I might have to speak at this school, or I might have to go. A parent called me like, "Can you come speak to my child?" Or "Can you do?" So I'm heavily with that. Like, that takes a lot of my time.
Yeah.
Like today, I spoke with like 5 kids today.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Just going mentoring them, and you know what I'm saying? Because they was wilding, and their parent hit me up, and just hearing it from your parent and hearing it from somebody else, it's like big. You know what I'm saying? So that's really my calling. Like, yes. I think that's really my calling, is just reaching back out to the youth, because it's a lot of athletes, younger athletes, and that I inspire. And, they always coming to me like, yo, bro, how did you do this? How did you make it? And, just telling my story inspires them to do, try to do more, to do more and more and more.
So when you sit down with these kids, when you go to speak, what are some of the things you tell them?
I basically like just sitting down being real with them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the type of person, like I just made this post today, like, I can't speak to nobody about being in a gang. I can't speak to nobody about going to jail. I can't speak to nobody about being a convicted felon trying to get a job. But I can tell you about being a statistic and, beating that. Like, being a black man coming from a bad neighborhood and making it. So I speak to them about real life things, like, bro, don't let nobody tell you can't do nothing. Yeah. Like, don't let nobody tell you because you from this place or because you from small Rocky Mount that you can't do this, you can't do that. Nah, you can do whatever. You know what I'm saying? I ain't make the league, but it's like I still consider myself successful because I got paid to ball and I inspired people. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? That's what I believe my call. I think I was put on this world to inspire.
Yes, sir.
People might like it, people might hate it, but at the end of the day, like, I know who I am. Yeah. I know that, everything is pure, everything is genuine, and it's like I'm in it for the right reasons. Mm-hmm. And that's why, blessings going to continue to happen, because when you pure and doing it for the right reasons, like, doors always open up.
Absolutely. Where do you see yourself next?
I don't know. It was crazy. Like, I set some goals for myself from 5 years, and like, I kind of want to be in Rocky Mount, but then again, it's like, I wonder what things would be like somewhere else. Yeah. And not too far from Rocky Mount, but like Raleigh or Charlotte or something, so I can still get home and do my home thing, but it's like, all right, I'm gonna see if I can do something somewhere else. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm at that point now, like, just trying to figure out Rocky Mount. I pretty much got Rocky Mount where I wanted to be. I mean, I got time, I got room to grow. I definitely need to grow, but it's like, it's time. Is it time for me to go on the road? Is it time for me to, move on to bigger and better things, you know what I'm saying? And pass the torch to somebody here. Yeah. And so I'm in that process now of, trying to figure out what I want to do next. What I want to do next.
As you're going through this journey, all you've been through to get to where you are, what's been the toughest thing you've had to endure?
People just stereotyping you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still to this day get stereotyped, or you this type of person, or you this type of person, or you be around this, or you be around that. And like I said, I had to learn too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are judged by a lot of crazy things. Like, but at the end of the day, like, I know who I am. I know what I what's meaningful to me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still human. So, you know, I hear some wild things about myself. I'd be like, yo, what are they? You know what I'm saying? What?
Yeah.
Why? Why me? What have I done?
So do you think they say that because I would assume, based on what you just said, that you're the type of person that can be with any type of person?
Yeah, I can be with, like, I can go sit at the table with hood dudes, or I
Yeah.
can go sit at the table with Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? So it don't really matter to me, for real. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna be me. You know what I'm saying? My story's amazing, so I'm gonna sell it to anybody.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna
man.
be who I am, whether it's anybody in the room. It's just the thing I always tell myself, let me get in the room, I'm gonna sell myself. Once I get in that room, I'm good. But the problem is, you know, getting in that room.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just me being a human. You know, sometimes you kind of worry about what people say, but then again, like, you be like, yo, I don't care what nobody say. I'm still being blessed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But just the human in me, like, yo, dog, I'm trying to be cool with everybody. Like, if I make you mad, I'm gonna try to call you, be like, yo, bro, what I did, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Let me sit down and I apologize. Like, I'm one of those types. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, bro, if I made you mad or something like that, bro, I accept it. I apologize. So, you know what I mean? So certain stuff get to me, but then again, I just be like, you know what? God got you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? God got you. He gonna make sure you good. You know what I'm saying? You a hard worker. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
I want to make pretend right now that there's a young boy watching. Maybe he's in middle school or something. And he aspires to do great things, whether it be own a business or to play basketball or to do music or anything. What would you tell him?
Keep pushing. Don't let nobody tell you don't let nobody tell you no. That's the thing. Don't let nobody tell you no. If they tell you no, just figure out why.
Just figure out why.
Just figure out why. Regroup and figure out why. Do it differently. Don't let nobody tell you can't do something. That's the main thing. Like, if I were to listen to people saying you coming from Rocky Mount, bro, you too short, you going to a HBCU, you ain't gonna do this, like, I wouldn't be in the shoes I am. So that I let that like motivate me.
Yeah, man.
That motivated me to like go harder. It motivated me to work harder. Okay, instead of me taking 10 jumpers, I'm gonna take 30.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? People just looking at this, you know, you just gotta know, like, yo, people gonna count you out. You know, and that should be fuel to you. Like, yo, bro, they counted me out, so I'm going to work harder. All right, I'm going to do harder. I'm going to go harder. I'm going to work harder. I'm going to do everything harder just so I can prove people wrong.
I want to go back to what you said because I've never thought about it before, but it inspires me. When somebody tells you no, go figure out why.
Yeah. They said it for a reason. They said no. Anytime somebody have told me no, it always been a reason behind it. It's up to me to figure out what I can do differently to make them change their mind.
Ooh.
And maybe it's not that person. Maybe it's another situation. But you know what I'm saying? You go around it. Like, somebody told me no, I'm going to go around it and figure out what I can do to the next person so they can tell me yes.
Did you get any no's starting the restaurant?
I really did. I did not hear, because, you know, it's a city that needed things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like, it wasn't them. They was excited. Like, hey, man, we got a restaurant coming to Rocky Mount. At this time I was a professional basketball player.
Yeah.
So they're like, yo, we got a hometown guy. He coming home. He invested back in the city. So it was more of like the city council, the city manager, they was happy.
Yeah.
And this the type of city, like, if you're doing well, the people gonna support you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The people gonna support you as a higher power. Like, you got council members, you got, you know what I'm saying, city managers, you got so many people that will help you out.
So how did you get to the point where you were like confident enough to even do this?
Like my uncle and my dad, man. Like, it was just one of those things. Once somebody tell you they got your back, it's like, you like, all right, bet, I can do anything.
You feel like you can do anything.
Yeah, like I feel like whatever. So once I got the okay, and then me talking to a couple council members, they was like, yo, bro, go ahead, go for it. Like, go for it. We got your back too. So it's like the city, not only just my peoples, but the city had my back. It was like everybody I talked to was like, bro, go ahead, let's go. It's time. It's time. It's time. Everybody kept saying the same thing. So it's like, if everybody keep telling you the same thing, it's time to do it. It's time to do it. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of hesitant, like, yo, bro, I ain't trying to I ain't trying to kick out this. I ain't trying to do that, man. The city crazy. The city. And then it's like, bet everybody keeps saying the same thing. You gotta go ahead and go for it. You know what I'm saying?
So I want to talk business for just a second. What is it like running a restaurant? Like when it comes to like overhead, payroll, food.
It's tough, but I'm still learning. Like I'm still learning too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm learning as I'm going, but it's It's definitely tough because I tell people all the time, like it's times that somebody might call out of work, and guess what you got to do as the owner? You got to go in and do it. So I know how to do everything like there. You know what I'm saying?
So you can cook, you can do it all.
I can do it all, and it's just one of those things. Like I'm not a cook, but I can go back there and drop some chicken if I got to. I'm not a bartender, but I can go back there and pour some drinks. It's just like I kind of got to know how to do everything, just in case I got to jump in and help.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I'm not the type of person that's like, yo, go do this, go do that, go do this. I'm more of like, bro, I'm gonna help you. Let's go. Let's get to it. You know what I mean? That's how that's how I built good relationships with people, because I'm not gonna go tell you something that I ain't gonna do myself. If I take out the trash, if you take out the trash, I'm gonna help you, bro. Let's go. I'm gonna help you. Let's go. I ain't the type of person that's like, yo, bro, take out that trash right now, mop that floor, sweep that floor. Sometimes I'm gonna do it myself.
Yeah, because there are some like owners like that.
I'm not doing it. I consider people that work for me or with me is like they my peoples. Like they my peoples. And that's why I think the relationship I got with people that's around that work for me is like, bro, that's my bro. That's my sis. Like that's my peoples. Like, you know what I mean? Like we all in this thing together. And that's why I feel like they all like rock. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't yelling at nobody. I ain't going in there doing this. I'm treating everybody the same. You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever had to fire somebody since y'all opened?
Yeah, of course.
Was it tough to do?
Yeah, at the time it wasn't tough to do, because you know what I'm saying, they did something they weren't supposed to be doing. But you know what I'm saying, and I have gave people several chances also. You know what I'm saying, like they did some messed up stuff, and I sat and talked to them. I told them I didn't like it, and then I could have brought them back. Sometimes I did, sometimes I did. You know what I'm saying, but it's just like I'm a genuine person. So when you betray me, it's like, oh man, like I feel like I lost my best friend.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, because I feel like I'm so genuine, and that could be the part of having a big heart. You be so genuine, you think everybody in it for the right reasons, and technically people are not.
Yeah,
nah, they not. Like people, you know what I'm saying, they in it for the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying. I just be glad like I got God on my side.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying. That's the main thing. So certain things I kind of don't worry about, but I'm also smart. I'm also smart, like, you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, I ain't worried about this, but also I ain't putting myself in this position to have to worry about it.
That's an interesting way to be, because what you're saying is, I'm not worried, but I'm using wisdom.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I ain't got to stress but so much, because I ain't gonna let you go but so far.
Absolutely. You ain't gonna even get there. I ain't gonna even let you take it there, because once I start seeing a little bit of the signs, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Yeah. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I ain't gonna even let it get to that point that you can cross me that bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can get off a little bit, but you ain't gonna get off all that much that it's like, oh my God. It's gonna be one of those things like, yeah, you did your thing, but it's a lot more that I got for this. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot more I got in the cut.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? God give you wisdom. So, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna just put everything out there. You know what I'm saying? Like ideas or anything. You can keep something in the cut for yourself. You know what I mean? That's what I mean by like you got wisdom. You can't
Absolutely.
You can't give everything. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You gotta leave something in the cut. You know what I'm saying? For rainy days.
Absolutely. So the last thing I want to talk to you about is faith. Because when I hear your story, it takes faith.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because growing up where you grew up, you don't accomplish the things that you've accomplished without believing it, because you definitely don't see it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where did that come from?
I think that just came from me growing up in the church.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's growing up in the church, and my mom always telling me like, yo son, you can do it. You can do it. It been times I was overseas, I was calling home, crying, like literally like, yo, I gotta come home. And just having talks with people, it was like, yo, bro, this is short term. This is a chapter of your book.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Keep writing it.
Yeah, boy.
Don't end it early. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just days, imagine being somewhere out the whole year, you know what I'm saying, by yourself. You missing, and like you said, social media, I'm missing Thanksgiving, I'm missing Christmas, New Year's Eve, my people's birthday. I was coming back home to go on a basketball game. Like, I missed it all for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So, I was only coming home in the summertime, which was fun. I'd be home. But I was trying to catch up in 2 months because I know 2 months I got to go. You know what I'm saying? So, majority of the time when I was coming home, I already had a deal for the next year.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? So, it was like I always left in August. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm like, I'm here for like the 4th of July. Sometimes maybe it depends how far I went in the playoffs, but you might be here for Memorial Weekend. I was home for the summer, but it's like, all right, within having fun, chilling with your family, partying, doing what I got to do. Then I still had to work out.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you about that.
I still had to maintain a healthy lifestyle, so I really couldn't go as crazy as I wanted to go. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, because at the end of the day, the ultimate goal was to get a contract for the next year.
Yeah.
So, majority of the time I had the contract, but it's like, I ain't going to go home and mess up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because then you would come back and not even be playing.
Yeah, be playing. And people, and the craziest thing about Rocky Mountain is everybody know you if you like got something going on. So it's like, when you leaving? When you doing this? All right, we ready to see you back overseas. So that was always in my head too. Like, all right, I gotta go. It's time to go. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go.
Have you ever felt any pressure?
Yeah, absolutely. Always. I still to this day, I feel pressure. And my biggest thing is I just don't want to be a failure, which I already did a lot, but it's like still I keep that in my head. Like, I cannot fail. I cannot fail. I don't want nobody to be like, yo, Moe, I knew he was gonna mess up. Yeah. I knew it. And that's what I keep in my head. That's how I kind of carry myself with life. Like, I don't want nobody to be like, I told y'all that dude was going to mess up. It's something about him. He going to mess up. So now it's like, that's how I carry life.
Yeah.
That's how I carry my life. Like, I got to carry myself in a professional way, thinking somebody's always looking up and somebody always, want to see you win. And then some people want to see you lose. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So I always carry, like, I'm not going to give them a reason to be like, oh, I knew that dude was going to mess up.
Yeah.
I knew it. I told y'all. They ain't gonna say that. They ain't gonna be able to say that because I'm not gonna let them.
Ooh, facts.
Roger is the way you say.
At the end of the day, I would need to be comfortable with myself more. And because I felt like in order for me to be my true self, or in order for me to have a big impact on the world, I would need to be with a group of people that I know, when that's not the case. I was kind of scared at first because I felt like I was going to miss them. My parents have told me many times that I have gifts and I need to use it, and like people wish they could do what I do, and I was like, I don't want to do that. Since I was really young, I really like to speak and make people feel better in life, and it's just something I enjoy. Hi, this is Nay, and that was Nay's Place. If you want to catch more, search Nay's Place on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and RXS Entertainment YouTube channel.
To you, what would you consider failure?
Failure is just being a disappointment and just being involved in things that's gonna tarnish your name.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that can be like just giving people a sour taste in their mouth about you. Like when you go in rooms, people don't want to be around you. You know what I'm saying? Or just different things like business people like, oh, no, we can't rock with you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Or you can't do this, or nobody wants to do this. Or, you know what I'm saying? That's what I consider being a failure.
So you're big on having a good name?
Yeah, I'm super big on that.
Yeah.
I'm super big on that. Super big on that.
Why do you think that's important?
Well, I think your image is everything. And I'm big, like that came from basketball. Like you always wanted to have a positive image just because I needed another contract.
Yeah.
So now I'm looking at it like, okay, nobody wants to, do business with sour people. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't going to support nobody that own a restaurant that's sour or do people wrong or talk to people wrong. Or,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I try to treat people like I want to be treated.
Yeah.
Like people make mistakes and what I'm saying? I probably have fell short a couple of times, but overall, like I'm a good person. It's pure. And you can feel bad energy. You can feel negative energy. You can feel when stuff is genuine. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the time, sometimes you can get blinded by the fact, like you saying, being a good person, you can be blinded by, you know what I'm saying, bad energy people. You know what I'm saying? Because they got a ways of fronting, but it's going to come out in the end.
Yeah, it's always going to come out.
It's always going to come out. You know what I'm saying? You could be fake for a little while, but it's going to come out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the real always lasts longer. Like I tell people, God, I feel like this. I don't know, a lot of people might not, but I feel like God is not going to continue to bless sour people. You might get a blessing here and there, but I don't feel like, maybe it's just my belief, but I can't be sour and then think good stuff gonna happen. I can't do bad, and then think, oh, word, this gonna come out good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's just how I live my life. So I always think about that. Like, you can't do wrong, do this person wrong, that person wrong, talk about this person, and then think nobody's not gonna do the same to you. You know what I'm saying? It's just how I live my life.
That's a good way to live.
Yeah.
Because I think integrity is important. Like you said, like, being born a black man, you already are at a disadvantage.
Yeah, absolutely.
So to be a black man with a bad name, you done.
You done. And people don't forget. People don't forget. They don't forget. They'll hold it against you. The way social media is, they'll tear you apart. It can make you or break you.
Yeah.
And that social media will break you down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and yo, it will break you. I remember times I was overseas and social media was hitting it. They would be able to tell you, like, I had a bad game. Then people go into your comments and go crazy.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? And me, I'm like, yo.
You read them?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, man. Nah, this ain't it. The social media go crazy on you. It'll go crazy, turn on you. Social media turn on you. They'll love you one minute and they'll hate you the next. So you got to kind of like be on some... You got to be on. That's why you got to just kind of carry it the way you carry it.
Yeah.
You kind of got to like have some tough skin also now.
So yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you. Like, when you see those comments, how do you like make sure you still good?
I got tough skin, man, and I tell people all the time, like, yo, you can tell me something bad.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell me about myself.
Yeah.
I want you to tell me about myself so I can check myself. Like, if nobody's telling you like the bad stuff, how you gonna know to change?
Yeah.
That's how I look. Like, if nobody's gonna tell you, yo, you need to do better at this, or you need to do better. Like, I had a friend just check me the other day, like, yo, bro, you gotta da, and I'm like, you know what? You right. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, that's what you call a friend. If your friend can tell you the good and the bad, that's a friend.
Yes.
It be people out here be letting people do some crazy stuff and don't say nothing to them.
Yeah, they don't.
You know what I'm
They
saying? Just
don't.
be like, yo, that's just how bro. Nah, that ain't how life works. You got my friend. I want all my friends. If my friends watching this too, y'all gotta tell me when I'm messing up, because you're not gonna know. You know what I'm saying? If you tell me what I'm doing wrong, I'm gonna try my best to fix it. And sometimes you gotta have life checks. Like, you gotta have life checks. People gotta check you in life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it has to be valid. But at the end of the day, you supposed to know, like, he ain't telling me that for the, you know what I'm saying, to mess my life up. He only telling me that to help.
So at this point in your life, you've played basketball for 10 years. You got the restaurant. You have a 1-year-old son. At this point, you're not sure what's next. Tell me the one thing right now in life that you're sure of.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a real good one. I'm just sure I'm gonna be me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do, take care of my family, and I'm gonna be me. And I'm gonna leave a positive legacy when I leave this world.
Yes, sir.
It's gonna be a positive legacy. Like, overall, people will have nothing but good things to say. Yes. And I mean, that's not gonna change.
Absolutely. Y'all, this has been another episode of the RXS podcast with Mo. We out. Peace.